Okay, it's another segment, Power Play Garage. And now, obviously, it is about the 5-window Dodge 1933 coupe. Today, we're going to start off with prepping, cleaning, and getting the rest of the body panels, like the front fenders and the rear quarter section running boards, pressure washed, cleaned, so that I can put the bed liner spray on it. Because in this Thursday's video, which actually is today, Thursday, and I already posted that video showing the underneath of the car being done. So now it's a matter of finishing it off so it's all ready. And I already pressure washed the underneath part. Now I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to pressure wash the top side. And then I'm going to bring them in somewhere carefully and cover the side that I don't want to have any of the overspray or the bed liner on it. And so that's going to take a bit. So let me show you. They've already been pressure washed, and then I'm going to flip them over and we're going to go from there. So let's hop on out there and let's get it moving. Oh, and the other part of this is I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner, but I called up Danielle and said, hey, go to a parts house nearest you and get those gears, because today's Thursday, still didn't get them yet. I don't even think we're ever going to get them. I don't know what happened, but I'm not waiting any longer. So parts house, here comes Danielle to get what I need so that we can put those gears in. Absolutely. I put my sunglasses on. It's bright out here. And zoom in. Yep, on all the parts. See, you got water sitting in some of them. And I just took care of all of that. And now I'm going to flip them over and pressure wash the opposite side. And see, I put them on the ground with the plastic because the ground is soft. And I don't have to worry about any sort of scratches or damage happening to these parts. That was my biggest concern. Absolutely. Biggest concern right there. And all is well so far. And I'm glad these are fiberglass. Yep, glad they're fiberglass. Wasn't sure where I was going to set these up and how I was going to handle it, but I think I made the right choice. Yep. Absolutely. Let's see. Ooh. Gotta be careful there. Yep. Gotta be careful. Real careful. So, I can put this in here like that. Give me a little more spray room to the backside. Flip these little babies around the other way. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Okay, now you can see that they are flipped over and ready. No need to make the noise on the camera because then it'll only shut it down anyway. So let me get that done. And once that's done, and I have it all papered and set up and ready to put the bed liner spray on there, I'll zoom on in. So stand by. Okay, I'm back. And they're ready. I covered one of these, covered this whole thing, and I feel as though the way the rest of them are positioned, I don't believe I'll have to continue on taping and covering with paper because it's just taken such a long darn time, and I believe I can handle it. And if I get any on there, I'll be able to get it off with lacquer thinner. So all I have to do now is just mix it up and start spraying. Yep, I'm going to get it done. So, in the meantime, stand by, because I'll show you when it's all on. Alright, I'm back. And as you can see, they're done. Worked out pretty nice. Back up here a little bit. Get a full view. Yep, worked out really nice. Recovered pretty good. I'm sure if I got another kit, I can really fill it up a lot more, but it's really not needed. A lot of it isn't even seen, but I needed to make it the same color as the underneath of the body itself. So, with all that being said, I'm going to have to bring them in because they are dry, pull the paper off, make sure they're clean. And then I realized yesterday I thought that I was going to peel all the paper and everything off and then paper the underneath and get it ready for paint. But I realized I have not pressure washed the body yet on it. So I got to do that before I put the paper underneath. And in the meantime, when I was full starting for the last time, so I can finish cleaning them, ta-da! I broke the cord, the pull cord. So I got to fix that. 4 bolts that'll come off, get a new string, and make it happen. So I will undress all that because it needs to be. That's next. I'm going to bring all the parts in and put them someplace safe, lower the car down, and then take all that dressing off of it and go from there, and then put it on the carts that are made up. And once that's done and I get everything where it belongs, it'll probably be a day and it'll be finished for the day. Tomorrow is Friday, so I'm not really sure. Most likely I will. I don't know if I want to pressure wash that anytime soon, only because I'd rather pressure wash it like the day or so before I paint it, because there will get dust from the shop, the sand blowing in from outside. So I don't know about that. I don't know when I'm going to actually pressure wash it because I don't know when I'll get to paint it. I made a change in the process of that. I had the person go to a parts house near them and either pick it up or order it, and it'll be there in their hands tomorrow. Supposedly by noon. We'll see what happens. And if so, then we'll put the gears in. We're looking at a couple of hours, no big deal. And then, if that's the case, if I have it done Friday, then Monday, I can go through the process of bringing that in there in the spray booth and painting it. And that'll be on Monday. Worst case scenario, another day prolonged, and I'll get to have to do it on Monday, put the gears in, and maybe first thing in the morning, and maybe by the afternoon, I'd be able to maybe at least have it ready for paint, because it's going to take a moment to get the thing up in the air, get the wheels off, and rig something for the front of the vehicle, the front of the frame, to get it up off the ground so I can paint it. So that might be something I'll do tomorrow as well, make the jig that I need for the front of that off of my engine stand, and see what happens. I can prep the transmission, sand it, get that ready for paint, so when the engine comes back to me, I can spray them both at the same time. And I'm also going to sand down the casing of the chunk, and I'll probably do that tomorrow as well, get that done and get that ready. But for now, that should be it for the video for today, but tomorrow's another day, so I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, and I'm back. Today is Friday. That's right, Friday. Friday afternoon. And I'm stepping aside so you can read Power Play Garage. I was told I should do this. Well, this is the smaller sign of the 2 that I have. And a friend did hook me up with them. Really awesome. I know I've mentioned that in a prior videos when I was building the trailer. Yeah, I actually did give him props. But I just wanted to refresh everybody's memory. But as you can also see here too, the running board is up here. And I got all those parts that I sprayed yesterday with the bed liner. As you can see, bed liner, yellow. I mixed the color in. And in doing that and using straight up a quart of the color, I wanted to be sure that I didn't run out of color. So I ordered yesterday a quart of that color. I've always ordered a little extra just in case. And unfortunately for my car, I ordered what they have and they don't make it anymore. So there ain't no extra for my car. And that, I'm sad. I hope they actually make it. They're saying they're trying. But I got the parts kind of spread all over. And as I showed in yesterday's video, that I did cover like the rear quarter fenders and the tailpiece. I covered that with paper. And then one of the other parts that have to do with connecting to the running board I covered. And I calculated for the amount of time that it would take me to tape these things off with paper, what have you, and get them covered. It was just way too long. Not that it's not worth it, but I felt there was a better route, and the route that I took did work out to be better, and actually less of time. Obviously less time, less money. So what I did was, as you'll see, that you probably already saw, that I had the parts all on the white plastic, and it was in the grass where it was soft, so that no scratches or anything would happen to any of the parts that I flipped on the paint side to actually, so that I could carefully spray it. And I did carefully. I did bring lacquer thin out there to wipe off whatever I saw that I might have got on there. And if I missed it, it wasn't a big deal. I ended up sanding it off anyway. And that's what I did today. I took the papers off that and one of those other pieces. And I just went through all of it, which was a lot less time than papering it. And I'm glad I did it the way I did it. Basically, it's a little bit of that right there. I learned something when it came to doing the bed liner spray on that. So also, I was going to use etching primer on the frame where I sanded and got fresh metal. I was going to wait till it was in the spray booth to hit it with that while it was in there. But being I had the time, I got me some etching primer, and it looks like I'm trying to create a frame for the military based on how all the areas that I touched up with etching primer. I'm going to show you that in a second, and then show you the other parts that are scattered around and ready to rock and roll. So let's let the little fun begin. Take you off the stand. All right. Well, you can see this one here. I got the ass end up, the tail end, I should say, up on the bench there. And this one was covered. So the only thing I made sure was, even though I had all this taped, I just wanted to make sure it was still smooth and clean, and it was. So fine-tune, looking over, making sure everything was all proper and primer and primage and everything else going with it. Absolutely is. And then these parts here, did the same thing, very little that might have got on there, but I cleaned it right up real nice and soft and smooth. No overspray from that. And same thing with the front fenders. Reassured it. Oh, we got the noise in the background, the air compressor. But here's the frame. Yeah, you can see the little spots here and there. Kind of went over it. Like I said, if there was fresh metal showing, I hit it. And if it has little scars on there, then, and I didn't spray it, it means the primer is still showing, so that's good. And obviously the front, those pieces there, you saw fresh metal. And I covered all this stuff with blankets. I didn't want a chance, even though I know I'm going to be cleaning the chrome up when the car goes back together. But a little precaution. I even popped the rear wheels off when I did the rear drums and the axle tubes. Took the wheels off and sprayed it. Didn't want no chance of overspray, even though it was coming out of a rattle can, spray can. And even underneath, I got all that real good because I knew there was some fresh metal showing there. Yep. And then You can see that side. Well, this isn't a part of the car, so even though it's got surface lift on it, that's just my little thing I made there. But even both sides of this metal plate that goes on this piece here where the radiator goes. And then the 4 parts that I made that bolt to the frame for the running boards, I even took actually parts cleaner, brake cleaner over them beforehand, get all the oil from drilling the holes. And I got them hanging out here drying. They're already dry. You know, all 4 of them. Yep. So they'll get the sealer and the black paint as well, but I figured I'd hit them. There wasn't any paint missing off them, I don't think, but I still cleaned them up and sprayed them just to be safe. So that's all that. And next is when this goes to get painted, I'm going to have to pressure wash it, but I'm going to wait maybe from the day before, 2 days before I go to paint it. Make sure more than enough time to dry. But I don't want to do that just yet. And I did fix my pull start on the pressure washer that's underneath the table there. Let me zoom in there. You can see the handle sticking out, the red handle sticking out over there. But I fixed it. All is good. Yep, look at that. Look at that thing. Looks like it's going to war. But nevertheless, I'll put you back on the stand. Yeah. Here we go. So, like I said, it's Friday. Doesn't mean my week's over. I got 2 days to get caught up on some other stuff, whether I'm organizing all this stuff over here, making sure that I got clear paths to walk by. And unfortunately, the gears did not show up on Daniela's side from the parts house, which I believe was AutoZone. She ordered it from. And tomorrow, I don't know exactly what time. There was a little mishap there on that one, but nevertheless, they will be here for Monday. Yep, we're putting it in. And the good thing is, because I don't work on clients' cars on Saturday and Sunday, it gives AutoZone an additional 2 days of grace time, I guess, to make sure that she ends up with them. And then we'll slip them in there, button it all up nice, and then spray booth. And then I got to jig this thing up in the air, pop the wheels off, cover the chrome axle there. Everything that has to do that doesn't get painted, it's going to get covered. And I'm going to have to make some sort of jig that I'm going to use a engine stand for, I decided. I believe it'll work out well. It won't interfere with me painting the frame and keeping it up in the air. So that's my goal on that. That's very important. And I think that's going to work out really well. I don't want to start taking all this stuff apart. It's not needed. Just to try to get it on my rotisserie. My method of what I'm going to do, I know you're going to like it. Absolutely. Maybe it'll give you a few tips on if you have to do the same thing. I'm sure it'll work out for you. And I think that's going to close this segment out. I don't think there's anything else I need to show you. But, yeah, that's that. I'm definitely looking forward to painting this thing next week. I really am. I'm excited about it. It's kind of the favorite part. It is a chemistry set, I'll tell you. It's not as easy as it appears to be. And it has to do with ambient temperature, rain, moisture, all that silliness. And that's why I'm glad I got AC blowing in that booth to help control it. And everything's all clean and ready to go. So, until the next segment, which will be Monday, try to get something done. And thanks for watching.